Shalom, shalom. I want to start by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. My name is Brother Napak. I'm from the Camp Prophets in Babylon in Tampa Bay. And I want to get in a short class. I was going to call it Seek Not the Things out of Your Understanding. Because, if you try to get too deep in this thing, you try to go for things, the things you can't really prosper yet, man. That can cause you to fall out of this truth, man. Cause you to go into different philosophies and all types of things and other beliefs, man. Alright? So, you ain't supposed to really try to seek the things, out of thy understanding. That's too deep for you. And that's how you get a lot of these, other doctrines and shit, because they try to get too deep, man. They try to get too deep till they start to drown, man. Alright? They go over there to the 6 feet and they can't handle 6 feet and they start to drown, man. Alright? That's why, you gotta seek the things you're ready for, man. Because you seek something that's way past your understanding, you're not ready for, man. And you have nobody to actually direct you in that. You're gonna go into other doctrines, man. You're gonna drown. Alright? You're gonna drown, So overall, just don't seek anything that are past your understanding, man. Alright? So let's go ahead and get I wanna go ahead and get Sirach chapter 3 and verse 21. It says, "Seek not out things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength." Alright? So it says, seek not the things that are too hard for thee, alright? So, he's trying to get too deep and stuff. Don't seek those things, man. Alright? If you see something that makes you be like, damn, what? Hold on, what? Leave it alone. Just leave it alone, man. Alright? Leave it alone, and once you get, higher in this thing, higher in this truth, maybe you can understand it then. But, if it got you like that, don't seek it, man. Or avoid it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, if you get too deep in this thing, you'll drown, man. You see that, and you be like, damn, what the fuck? You start going to it more and more and more, you're going to go into different, you're going to start getting different understandings than the actual understanding of it, man. You're going to start, preaching different understandings than the actual understanding of it. You know what I'm saying? And once you start preaching that, man, you're going to start deceiving others, And others are going to get deceived, and then they're going to start preaching that, And that's how you cause a whole, stumbling block for other brothers, man. It's going to be a whole cycle, And that, the scripture says, let's get that real quick. I think you already know what I'm about to get. Alright, man, so this is Revelation chapter 22 and verse 18. It says, "For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, the Most High shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book." All right. So if you try to add into the book, man, because you got too deep in this thing, you try to get too deep, and you start going to different understandings, and you start preaching those different understandings and adding that to the word. The Lord said He's going to add those plagues, all the plagues that were written in the book, man. All right, and I want to get verse 19. It says, "And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, the Most High shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city from the things which are written in this book." All right, so if any man shall to take away from the word, he shall be taken out of the book of life, man. In other words, you shall be put to death, man. All right, and that's a serious thing, man. That's how serious this thing is, man. That's how serious it is, because you don't want to add or take away from this word. You know what I'm saying? And you getting too deep, and you start preaching those different understandings you have of it, can cause you to be put to death later on in life, or right after, man. It could cause you to be put to death, man. So that's why you don't play with this thing, man. That's why you don't try to get too deep, because it's gonna lead you into something you don't want to be led unto, man. All right. So you want to be careful on the things that you get into. You know what I'm saying? You want to be careful into the things that you try to learn, that you try to understand. Because you try to understand too much, you're gonna get too deep, and you're gonna go into different, understandings, doctrines, and all these other things that will cause you to be put to death. You know what I'm saying? So let's get back to Sirach chapter 3 and verse 21. It says, "Seek not out things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. But what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence. For it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret." All right. It says, "Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are showed unto thee than men understand." All right, man. So, that's where you always get these flat earthers from, man. Because they're curious in unnecessary things. They think about unnecessary things, man. All right. They try to get too deep. They try to think of something that a mortal man's mind cannot think of, man. Cannot understand, cannot, fathom on. You know what I'm saying? So, and actually I had I dealt with a flat earther before, man. I not really dealt with him, but it was my uncle, man. And I was talking to him about the truth. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling him, "Hey, you got to get right." You know what I'm saying? But all he was keep bringing up was the earth was flat. The earth was flat. The earth was flat. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't bring nothing else up but the earth was flat. He thought he was deep because he was talking about how the earth was flat, man. But hey, you worry about something that's not going to get you saved, man. First of all. Second of all, your mind, your mind is of a mortal man. You have a mortal man's mind. You still sin. You're just a mortal man. You can't fathom your mind on things such as the earth being flat. You know what I'm saying? And that's all he was worried about, man. That's all he was saying. And every time I tell him, "Hey, you got to get right," you know what I'm saying? I was telling him the truth. I was preaching it to him. He's like, "Yeah, man, I know, man. That's crazy, man. The earth is flat." Like, what? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with what I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? But, he was curious in unnecessary things and unnecessary matters, man. In things that are not for him to understand, for his mind not to understand, you know what I'm saying? It says, "For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion hath overthrown their judgment." All right, so many are deceived by their own vain opinion, man. All right, and he was deceived by his own vain opinion. Him thinking that the earth was flat the whole time blinded him from what I was actually preaching him, man. Preaching it to him. All right, so now he's still doing 2/3 Jake shit. He's still being a 2/3 Jake with the mindset of the earth is flat. He hasn't changed the way he lived. That hasn't changed the way he lived. It didn't change how he thought about things, what he did. You know what I'm saying? He was just a 2/3 Jake that thought the earth was flat. You know what I'm saying? It shows you how unnecessary that is, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you haven't changed. That hasn't changed who you are. It didn't make you, more spiritual. It didn't make you more knowledgeable. More understanding in the scriptures. All it did was make him, a 2/3 Jake that thought the earth was flat, man. All right? He was still a 2/3 Jake that thought the earth was flat. And that's what a lot of Jake, that's how a lot of 2/3 Jakes are, man. You got a lot of them that think they're deep, they're spiritual, just because they think the earth is flat. Just because they think, all this other shit, Just because they say, I'll go meditate in the sun type shit. But what have you done in the scriptures, man? Have you meditated in these scriptures? Have you meditated in these, in this word? No, man. You know what I'm saying? You still walking around being a 2/3 Jake, man, but you think you're spiritual because you go in the sun and sit in the sun for a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying? And it just shows you how stupid our people are, man. They're foolish people. The scripture says my people are sottish, and they're foolish. You know what I'm saying? Because you going out into the sun isn't changing shit, obviously, because you're still doing 2/3 Jake shit, man. You gotta think about it. If this ain't changing the way you live from being wicked, why do you still try to fathom your mind on it, man? And that's exactly how my uncle is, man. And it shows you how childish Jake is, foolish Jake is, man. Because they still try to fathom their mind on something like the earth being flat, but it's not changing anything, man. It's not changing anything. Esau's still in power. He's still dumb as hell. You still don't know anything about the scriptures. You still out there. Jake's still getting killed by Esau. You know what I'm saying? You still have hate for your brother. You know what I'm saying? You still, hey man, you still being 2/3 Jake. You know what I'm saying? But with this truth, you know what I'm saying? With this truth, you change. You know what I'm saying? With this truth, you're not a 2/3 Jake anymore. With this truth, you trying to change something. You know what I'm saying? And this truth will ultimately change everything, man. The truth is what's changing this world right now, man. Because us preaching this truth, getting this truth out, is getting this kingdom destroyed. Getting Esau taken out of power and us taken into power, man. You know what I'm saying? And that flat earth shit, it ain't doing shit right now, man. You ain't doing shit but sitting on your ass and still thinking about how the earth is flat, man. Alright? So you worry about unnecessary things that isn't going to change anything, man. How about you worry about the scriptures? How about you worry about, this truth? Be curious in this truth. Preach this truth unto your family members, to other people, so we can get the fuck out of here, man. That's what's going to change, man. That's what's going to change everything. This truth. Not no damn flat earth. Not all these other damn philosophies and doctrines you in. The only thing that's going to change this place and who's in power right now is this truth. Alright? And the right doctrine. You know what I'm saying? GMS doctrine. But, Salakia, kind of get off the topic. Just rolling in the spirit, man. But, hey, that's all I want to get on that. I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom, Akim.